Welcome to This Explainer, where we're diving into one of the most electric matchups in football history, the Iberian Derby, Portugal versus Spain, under the bright lights of the 2018 World Cup. We're talking world-class talent, decades of deeply rooted rivalry, and two totally clashing footballing philosophies colliding on the biggest stage imaginable. Let's get right into it. So what if I told you that one single match could completely redefine the legacy of an entire generation? We're jumping right into the thick of it here, because this isn't just a game. When these two neighboring giants meet, expectations are completely shattered. It's the kind of dramatic story that reminds us exactly why we're so obsessed with the beautiful game. But really, before a ball is even kicked, who truly has the advantage? See, this rivalry isn't built on pure hatred. It's built on deep, deep respect mixed with some seriously unforgettable battles. We're talking tense knockout matches, nerve-wracking penalty shootouts, late winners, and those brutal games where one tiny mistake changes a whole tournament's trajectory. History tells us trying to predict a winner here is pretty much impossible. There are zero secrets between these squads. It all comes down to execution. And the contrast in how they actually play is wild. It's quite literally philosophy against philosophy. On one side, you've got Spain's energy-draining possession. They want to completely dominate the ball. They don't just pass it, they use it as a weapon to slowly drain your energy and force defenders to think and think until they eventually crack. Portugal, on the flip side, they're all about lightning-fast transitions. They believe in moments. They'll happily sit back, absorb the pressure, and then aggressively punish every single mistake. Which brings us to the core struggle of this matchup, an absolute tactical chess match in the midfield. This is where the game is won or lost, folks. Spain wants to dictate the rhythm and literally exhaust their opponents using legendary conductors like Iniesta and Busquets. Meanwhile, Portugal relies on quick, explosive recoveries driven by engines like João Moutinho and William Carvalho. Honestly, whoever controls the center of the pitch decides who spends the night attacking and who spends the night exhausting themselves chasing shadows. Now, put yourself in the Portugal manager's shoes for a second. Do you fight Spain on their terms, or do you sacrifice some of your attacking flair to protect your defensive shape, hoping to force them into uncomfortable spots where a misplaced pass turns into a full-out sprint toward goal? I know, fans always want the most creative attacking lineup out there, but knockout football rarely rewards the most purely exciting team, right? It rewards the most balanced one. So defensive discipline could easily become Portugal's greatest weapon. And on a humid night in Sochi, that exact dilemma was put to the ultimate test. Okay, moving into Section 1, chaos in the first half, taking us from the opening whistle right up to halftime. Because it takes literally just 3.5 minutes for the first massive shock to arrive. Barely any time on the clock, there's a collision and the referee points straight to the spot. Cristiano Ronaldo draws a penalty against David Silva. He steps up against David De Gea, who was arguably the Premier League's finest goalkeeper at the time, goes one way and coldly passes it right into the corner. Boom. An absolute dream start for the European champions. But here's the thing. Spain doesn't panic. Not even a little bit. Despite having an earlier goal by Jordi Alba disallowed, they stick right to their identity and orchestrate a flawless equalizer. That famous patience pays off. After this beautiful, ticking sequence of play, Diego Costa gets a slick little flick around the corner, outmuscles the defense, and rolls it in. Spain proving exactly why that methodical possession of theirs is so incredibly dangerous. Then, right before halftime, we hit a massive turning point. Ronaldo fires off a shot from outside the box. Honestly, it looks like a routine, comfortable save. But inexplicably, the ball slips right through De Gea's hands and fumbles into the net. It's a completely uncharacteristic, devastating error from a world-class keeper. So suddenly, despite Spain having all that control, Portugal heads into the locker room up 2-1. Let's look at Section 2. Spain seizes the momentum in what turns into an absolute second-half blitz. Check out how rapidly the pendulum swings here. It's just wild. At minute 55, Diego Costa bags his second goal from a brilliantly worked set-piece routine to tie things up again. And then, before Portugal can even catch their breath, the unbelievable happens just 3 minutes later. Zooming in on that 58th minute, Nacho cuts across a loose ball and delivers an absolute screamer that honestly sets the bar for goal of the tournament. It is an inch-perfect strike from the Real Madrid right back. He finds himself in an advanced position, way outside the box, hits it on the volley, and it just bends beautifully, pinging right off the post and in. Spain 3, Portugal 2. In a matter of minutes, the entire energy of the stadium is flipped upside down. So, as Spain dominates the ball and pushes Portugal against the ropes, a really critical question emerges. Can an aging superstar like Ronaldo still play an entire match at maximum intensity in a modern, relentless game? This is the uncomfortable reality managers face, right? Modern football demands constant pressing and high-speed transitions. If you sub Ronaldo off too early, you lose his aura and his unbelievable goal threat. But if you leave him on too long while chasing a possession-heavy team like Spain, the rest of the team suffers physically trying to cover the gaps. And that brings us to the harsh realities of knockout football. Both of these teams boast incredible bench depth, but in these do-or-die situations, it's the unpredictable micro-factors that can suddenly rewrite the script. One injury changes everything. One defensive mistake is brutally punished. You don't necessarily need to dominate possession. You just need to win the moments that matter. Fresh, fearless legs running at tired defenders can completely change a game's momentum. Ultimately, sheer belief and willpower can often neutralize whatever tactical advantages exist on paper. Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, the dramatic free kick that cemented this as a match for the ages. We're dipping inside the last 4 minutes of normal time. Now, Portugal has barely had a sniff of the ball over the last 30 minutes. Spain's midfield had basically strangled the life out of the game. But then, a clumsy foul just outside the box changes absolutely everything. They win a free kick in prime Ronaldo territory. The entire stadium just holds its collective breath as he stands over the ball, hikes up his shorts, and stares down the Spanish wall. And the technique? Flawless. He strikes it with such impeccable precision that the ball goes up, clears the wall, and violently dips at the last possible millisecond right under the crossbar. It's pure magic. A cold-blooded strike to complete a breathtaking hat trick, leaving De Gea with absolutely zero chance. You could tell he knew it was in the moment it left his boot. 3-3. He delivered exactly what the entire world tuned in to see. Matches like this, they're exactly why we love this beautiful, unpredictable sport. They remind us that football isn't just about the numbers on a scoreboard. It's about the unforgettable drama of two heavyweight nations going toe-to-toe until the very last second. So ask yourself, when the final whistle blows on an intense clash like that, do you just remember the score? Or do you remember the pure emotion of witnessing two giants leave absolutely everything they had on the pitch? Thanks for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.